Okay, so we have our test tomorrow over ratios, rates, proportions, and measurement conversions. Let's look at this first question. We know how many words the boy can type in 6 minutes. We want to know his typing rate. And your typing rate is represented in words per minute. It wouldn't be minutes per word, and that wouldn't make sense for either one of these answer choices. Even 43 minutes per word, that's a long time to be typing out one word. And so those two just really don't make sense. So you can set this up using a proportion box. We're talking about words first, because that's what it says in the problem. Words and then minutes. And so in the problem, they give us the rate of 258 words in 6 minutes. We want to know per minute. So no S on the end tells us that number 1. Our corner number here is 6. So I see a relationship right here because 6 divided by 6 gives us 1. So we can draw a matching arrow up here. So we know we need to do 258 divided by 6. We can use our answer choices to help us know what the answer is going to be, but just to make sure, we do get 43. And again, it's going to be 43 words per minute. It's not going to take you 43 minutes to type one word. Okay, and it was not A or B. So that was question number 1. Question number 2 is measurement conversion, which we can also use the box for. And we're talking about inches and feet. So we look at our chart. Your star chart will tell you that 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inches. So we always put our conversion rate first. Then I can fill in the 8.5. So you can go either from the 1 to the 8.5, or you could go up here. I'll go this way just because I can. So we need to do 8.5 times 12. When I add that up, get this. I have 1 decimal place in the problem, so I need 1 decimal place in my answer. And so it would be equal to 102 inches. Okay. Here we have this ratio table problem. And so we want our ratio to be 1 to 2 in every ratio table. So first I notice right here that these two relationships don't match, because here it's times 3 and here it's times 6. You always want your relationship on the top and the bottom to be the same, so we can get rid of D. For B, I noticed the same thing. It's times 2 right there, and it's times 3 right there, so that won't work either. Here we have times 2, so that looks good. But if we look from here to here, it's times 6, and from here to here, it's times 4. So that part doesn't look good. Right here we have 1 times 5 is 5, 2 times 5 is 10, so that looks good. 1 times 6 is 6, 2 times 6 is 12, so that also looks good. So the only one that has that same ratio throughout is answer choice A. Problem number 4, you can use the box to solve this. So we're comparing right-handed students to left-handed students, and they give us the ratio of 3 to 2. And then we have 90 left-handed students, so that would go right there. Okay, if we look at our little L shape here, 2 is in the corner. There's nothing I can multiply 2 by to get 3, so I need to go that way. 2 times something equals 90. Well, half of 90 is 45, so that means that 2 times 45 is going to be 90. And so we have to do 3 times 45, which is 135. So there would be 135 right-handed students. Okay, let's go over to the back now. Question number 5 is also a proportion problem, so we can draw the box. In this problem, we are comparing how many ounces of water evaporate in how many hours. So ounces and hours. Notice I didn't go immediately to the 24 because it was all by itself. I want to look at my ratio first. My ratio is what has to go here. That's the two numbers that are together in the problem. So 3 and 2 are together in the problem. 24 is all by itself, so it would go over there. My corner number is 3, so I'm going to do 3 times 8, which is 24, and 2 times 8 gives me 16, so 16 hours for it all to evaporate. Okay, this problem had a typo, so this was supposed to say 1,300 meters. This is measurement conversion, so we can use the box for that. And it's about centimeters and meters. So you would first go to your chart and look for the conversion rate, and the chart would tell you that 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeters. And then in the problem, it has 13 centimeters. So if we look at our L shape, 100 is in the corner. There's no relationship. There's nothing I can divide 100 by to get 13. So that means I'm going to have to go down. Any number divided by itself is 1. So I can do 100 divided by 100, which means I do 13 divided by 100. Remember that you can take any number and divide by 100 by moving the decimal point 2 times to the right, which gives us answer choice B, 0.13 or 1300. 2 more problems. Number 7, it's about a ratio, and the ratio that they give us in the problem is 5 to 8. So that means that one of these has to be equivalent to 5 to 8. I know 5 to 9 is not going to be equivalent to 5 to 8 because I can't simplify 5 to 9. So let me try 12 to 18. Let me see what I can simplify by. 6 can go into 12 and 18. So it goes into 12 2 times, and it goes into 18 3 times. That's not the same as 5 to 8, so I know C is not my answer. 20 and 32, those are both divisible by 4. 4 goes into 25 times, and 4 goes into 32 8 times. So that was the ratio we're looking for. So that's probably our answer, but we want to make sure. 15 and 32. 15 is divisible by 5, 3, and 15, but none of those go into 32 evenly. So that means that there's nothing that we can divide those by. So that is not the ratio we were looking for. So the only one that was equivalent to 5 to 8 was answer choice B. Okay, this last one, we've got a table. It's got how many hours she works and how much she makes. We want to use that to predict how much money she would make if she worked 40 hours. So I like to think of this as just another line on our table, and we would have 40 there, and we're trying to figure out what would go in that box. So there's multiple ways you could do this, but really the easiest way is to look for something that has a relationship with 40, and that something is 20. And so I'm just going to ignore every other line on the table, and I'm just going to look at what I would have to do to 20 to get 40. And all I have to do is double it. I can just multiply 20 times 2 to get 40. And if I do that, I do the same thing on the other side. So 165 times 2 gives me $330. So what could look like a confusing problem is actually super easy if you just look for a line that has a relationship with the number you're using. Okay, make sure you rewatch this video or any of my other videos if you need a refresher, and good luck on tomorrow's test.